Today I talk about language, and the simple effect of changing one word can have on the rest of your life. Okay, this is a brief video, but it was an important one to get out there today. I had a conversation with someone today about language, and in particular how amazingly different we can see things when we change one word or two words in a sentence. And I'll give you the setup for it, and it's going to give you an illustration of how powerful these things can be. And at the end of it, I really invite you to think about how we can change words to get different responses, not just in other people, which may seem obvious, but also in ourselves. So the setup was this. I was having a conversation where a man wanted to approach his partner about how to start a business, and it was something he was quite keen on doing. He was passionate about it, or he's passionate about exploring it. So we spoke about this, and he said, but the problem is, and this is quite pivotal for him, he said that my partner really means a lot to me, and having her support on board is really vital. And it was interesting because as he was speaking, it was evident that it was more than just vital. It actually became that binary point for him, that pivot point from actually doing something or not doing something. Her lack of support really kind of held him back. So it was a big thing. So, well, how has it gone in the past? And he said, well, I've spoken about doing business in the past, and she's very quick to respond, saying they're all ideas and there's never any follow through, and you won't do it. Things of that kind of quality, which aren't overly supportive. And I said, okay, well, let's understand this a bit more. Is it that she finds that you don't follow through, or whatever it is? And we explored it, understood it better. And one thing about her was that she had come from a previous relationship where she'd looked after the accounts for the business. And I brought this into the conversation. I said with him, look, is it possible that her previous relationship with business, small business, self-employed business, has been maybe quite negative? And he thought about it for a moment and considered it, said it was possible. I said, whilst you're saying starting a business, for her it could mean a whole number of things. It could mean a whole range of sacrifices that she's had in the past, or concerns or worries that actually probably destabilize what she has now. So I said, look, those words could be quite strong, potent trigger words for her. What if we were to say something different? What if you were simply to suggest to her that you wanted to build a reputation for a particular thing, for this particular idea? Not to discuss business, and in fact the actual idea not being about business at all, it's simply just to build a reputation, build up a brand that people knew that you could do this thing here, and approach it to her in that way. I said that it's important that our partners recognize that there are things which we're passionate about. They don't necessarily have to believe them, that's fine. But what we want from our partners is the support, that when things go maybe not to plan, that they're there, they've got our back, and they're not loading the gun and loading the bullets in the gun for us, but they're there to support us through those difficult times. So to get to that point, maybe we just need to change some of the language, some of the words we use. And it was really interesting how he went through a visible shift from changing from a business to reputation. He felt super calm about it. I could actually see him processing it and thinking, yeah, I think his partner would be okay with that word. And became to realize actually there's a few ways through. He could actually have a conversation with her which would kind of get him to his goal, but with a slight change. So today I really wanted to share that with you because it's so interesting to notice that one word where it before had held back and been restricted, and there had been doubt and anxiety and worry and concerns about communicating his business idea to his partner. That washed away when he simply said it in a different way, when he said it was reputation. When he changed that word, it seemed a lot easier to see him have a conversation, a lot easier to think about it. Also, it didn't have that same pressure of expectation of bringing in money. It was simply a side project, if you like, where he could simply extend his knowledge and branch out further and grow, but without that kind of pressure. So, as I said at the beginning, what I want from you is to understand that language, a small change, can make a massive difference. So there may be conversations you're having with your friends, family, or in your community that you could review. think about the language you're using, some of the words you're putting in place, and find alternative ways to express similar or same things, but seeing if you get a different response. I'm sure you'll find some fascinating results and come super handy when it comes to conversations which can be a bit tricky. So I'll leave that little nugget with you and have a wonderful day wherever you are.